Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to talk about some rumors that just came out today from ESPN's Brian Windhorst talking about the New York Knicks potentially be interested in trading for AaronFox. As you guys know, the trade deadline is literally less than a week away. It's on February 10th, and I'll be live during the trade deadline, a couple hours leading up until the trade deadline on that day, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that stream. But yeah, guys, in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts. The trade deadline is approaching. The New York Knicks seem to be active. There's a lot of rumors thrown around about potentially moving Alec Burks, about potentially moving a bunch of the veterans on the roster. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of these rumors. So before I hop into it, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to Knicks Media, please make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYKnicks_media. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So let's quote the ESPN's Brian Windhorst's report that he said, quote, "This has been reported elsewhere, but I've heard as well that the Knicks have shown some interest in AaronFox. The player that makes the most sense is that swap is Julius Randle." So we all know that Julius Randle has not had a good season whatsoever for the New York Knicks. Probably, I can say 99% of the fan base has turned on him officially, saying they wanted to get rid of him, trade him when he's eligible to be traded, trade him before the deadline. He doesn't have any future on this team. I hear all the Knicks fans saying that. And if the New York Knicks are actually interested in AaronFox, he is a player that I'd actually want to bring in. It really depends on the package. I do not want to send them the house for AaronFox. If you look at Tommy Beer's Twitter account, you guys probably know him on Twitter. He made a hypothetical trade scenario like 2 weeks ago, and this is his trade scenario for AaronFox that he said 2 weeks ago. The Knicks would get AaronFox, Marvin Bagley, and the Knicks would give up Julius Randle, Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel, Deuce McBride, and draft capital. I don't know. Obviously I love Deuce McBride, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be able to trade for a guy like AaronFox, we're going to have to give up one of our young players on the roster, like a Deuce McBride, like a unfortunate, Quentin Grimes, maybe even Quickly, maybe even Obi, some Jericho Sims action. Like, we all love these young players that we have on this roster in terms of the young guys that's part of the foundation. But if we want to trade for a big-time player like a AaronFox, then we're probably going to have to give up one of these young players on top of picks and veterans to get a guy like Fox. So let's get into AaronFox's numbers this year. I know that a lot of people are skeptical about him just because of his shooting numbers. He's not the greatest shooter from downtown whatsoever, especially this season. But what he would bring to the Knicks is a bona fide point guard, something that the Knicks have lacked for a long time. Someone that can, put up 20-plus points per game, someone that can facilitate for others. He's really fast, and he can push the pace, and he would really bring a new dynamic to the New York Knicks offense if he were coming to the New York Knicks. So this season, AaronFox, in 43 games played, he's averaging 21 points per game. He's also averaging 5.2 assists, 3.8 rebounds, and let's see his shooting numbers. He's shooting just 25% from three. That is pretty bad. And that is where a lot of Knicks fans are concerned about this move. And he's also shooting 31% from three for his career. So he's never been a guy that's known to be a shooting from downtown. So it's not like he's going to space the floor. It's not like he's going to bring that type of dynamic. He is shooting 46% from the field this season, so that really makes you wonder if the Knicks want to do this. But if you look at his numbers last year for the Kings, he put up crazy numbers: 25 points per game, 47% from the field, and 32% from downtown. So he doesn't really rely on his three-point shooting at all. He also had 7 assists last year per game. So obviously AaronFox is a player that a lot of Knicks fans are interested in. He's also very young. He's 24 years old. He's only going to get better and better. I think the reason why a lot of Knicks fans want to bring him in is because we lack a true floor general. We lack a true, bona fide point guard that's young that we can say with confidence that's the guy for the future. We have veterans like Kemba Walker, who's playing right now, not good basketball. We have Derrick Rose coming back, which I think is the only veteran that a lot of Knicks fans can say that we all agree on that he's great and we want him on this team long term. But outside of that, man, Emmanuel Quickly, he's struggling off the bench. I think we all know that he's not the answer at the point guard spot. Deuce McBride, unfortunately, doesn't really get an opportunity to play because we don't know if he has any chance to be the starting point guard for the future because simply he does not get the chance. If you see what he's doing down in the G League, he's absolutely destroying people, putting up 39 points, near triple-doubles pretty much every single time he goes down to the G League for the Westchester Knicks. So, hypothetically speaking, if the Knicks want to move on from Julius Randle for AaronFox, that's a big-time move. Now, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on the whole trading Julius Randle situation, and you guys can disagree with me. It's not really my thoughts. It's kind of like what I expect to happen. It's a really big time move for this Knicks organization to trade Julius Randle for many reasons. Last year, we all know what he did. All-NBA player, all-star, most improved player. Helped the Knicks get to the 4th seed in the playoffs and all that stuff. But now, and then in the offseason, the New York Knicks front office gave him that contract extension, told Julius Randle that we're going to commit to you long-term and we're going to try to build around you, take some pressure off you, get stars so we can go for the championship down the road. And now we're in, year number 3 with Julius Randle on the New York Knicks, and he's not playing good basketball at all. I just don't know if the Knicks front office are going to take 3 months of a sample size of Julius Randle and say we're going to give up on him and trade him away. I know that's what you guys all want. I'm not saying that it's the right or wrong move. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts of what I'm anticipating from the Knicks front office heading into the trade deadline. I feel like that is a big time move for the organization to think about, because there's a lot of factors that goes into it. Because if we trade Julius Randle after giving him that contract after all of us last year felt like he was going to be the guy here long term, then what's going to happen with the stars around the league where, they want to come to the Knicks and want to savior us, and they realize that it really is hard to play in New York because the media, the fan base, we're all passionate. It's really tough to win here, obviously, and that's why I feel like Julius Randle has not been playing well, simply because of his mentality. He's just not being able to handle the New York market, not being able to handle the New York pressure. So that really puts the front office on a big time decision to be made, because if they want to move on from Randle, that is such a big time pivotal moment in this franchise, because after last year what he did, we're giving up on him after 3 months and we move him for a guy like AaronFox. You can say both sides of the coin. I personally, if we do not trade Randle, I would not be shocked by any means. I would be rooting for him. I'm not that Knicks fan that roots against any of my players. I root for Julius Randle every single time he gets on the court. I want him to turn things around. The last thing I want to see him do is just not play good basketball, and I know that's what he's been doing as of late. Even though the past couple of weeks he has been playing more energy with more effort, which I'd love to see from Julius Randle. But what I'm trying to say is, if the Knicks really want to move on from Julius Randle, that's going to change the entire system around Tom Thibodeau's offense as well. Because if you guys don't understand, Julius Randle leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists. He's also the most well-respected player on this team in terms of the coaching staff and the players. Every time you listen to the press conference of these players, you hear Quentin Grimes, you hear RJ, you hear everyone say, Randle's the engine, Randle's the leader, Randle's this, Randle's that. So if we trade him, then it's going to be an identity thing. Who's going to be the new leader? I hope it's RJ Barrett, me personally. I really feel like RJ is going to step up if that move is to be made, and that's another positive to trading Randle, in my opinion, is RJ Barrett gets an opportunity to be that number 1 guy for the rest of the season. I think we all know the playoffs is kind of out of the picture, even though it's not completely out. The schedule's getting rough. We really got to go on a big-time winning streak in order to get back up there. But what I'm trying to say in a nutshell, guys, moving on from Julius Randle is going to be a big-time move for this franchise for many reasons. There's a lot of positives to it. There's a lot of negatives to it. And I really want to hear your guys' thoughts down below if you guys want to move on from Randle, which I feel like 98% of you guys will say, yes, Richie, move on from Julius Randle. He's a bum. Get him out of New York. I'm sick of him. He does this. He does that. I hear you guys. So to finish off the video, talking about AaronFox one more time, if the Knicks really want to bring him in, if they have to give up a Randle and some draft capital and some young players for AaronFox, I feel like that would be a really interesting move for the Knicks in terms of bringing in a young guy at the point guard position that is going to be developed for the future. And it's not like he needs that much development. He's kind of established already. Last year we went over his numbers, over 25 points per game, 7 assists. This year he little is regressing, but the Sacramento Kings just don't really give you a lot around him. And the Kings also have Halliburton, who they drafted. They got Davion Mitchell, so they got a young backcourt that's on rookie contract, so it makes sense for the Kings to want to move on from AaronFox, who has a big-time contract. They don't want to move on and say, okay, we'll commit to Halliburton. We need a stretch 4 in Julius Randle, and we're going to trade for him. So that's really my thoughts about these rumors, guys. It's going to be crazy these next couple of days leading up to the trade deadline, so stay tuned for my thoughts. Stay tuned for some news. Like the video if you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to comment down below your thoughts about these rumors, about AaronFox potentially coming to the Knicks. Do you want AaronFox? Do you not want him? Do you want to trade Randle? Do you not want to trade Randle? Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I had a lot to say, and if you guys disagree with anything I say, that is totally okay. I'm just here voicing my opinions, and you guys have every single right to voice your opinions down below. So that does it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.